understand what was going on with me. I was still facing that turbulence, which the things of the spirit. I was, drawn to go visit this church, Etwatwa Citicon. I remember and I came across the church via these few channels, Charis something, but these Christian channels, So here I am, Sahamba, I'm Norumi, and we went there, and I got there in the church. It was very early, it was before service started, so we had to wait until eventually the service started, which was around 2 p.m. Isonto liyagcwala packed, and I told myself that I'm actually going to sit in the front so that this pastor can prophesy me, because he was very good at prophesying, people. People from Tembisa might attest to this, Lo Babalo was very good. So they say, and keep my demon. So I actually went there, and I got there and church started. And everything went on. As he came in, as soon as the choir started ministering, I sat there in the audience preparing myself for the prophecy of my life, thinking that finally I am going to get the closure that I need and he's going to pick up on me. He came right to me, Wandlula, and didn't say anything. Wabuya Futi looked and didn't say anything. And I was so offended because Isanto had a break in the middle. So when he went for the break, I decided to change seats. I thought he's gonna locate me somehow, because I was sitting there in the audience, rabakashanding, begging the Holy Spirit for it to locate me. Let today be the day of my miracle. I know Novele TV, but what do I have to lose? I'm here. This man of God is here, and I remember we were buying water from the church, and I thought, let me just buy the water and I'll take some from my family at home, and I'll also take some for myself and drink, until mhlawumbe ngibone progress empilweni yami, and ngakhumbula amanye ngawafafaze incwadi zesikolo because kwakusekubeda. But looking back at that situation, I'm saying to myself, what the hell were you thinking? Tagozani, I am Mpho Wabadimo, the advocate of Idlozi, and I welcome you to my channel, and thank you so much for choosing to view this video. Well, family, welcome to chapter 6. I know the previous video I kept on saying chapter 6, but I think I was just I made a mistake there, a typo or a speako, whatever, but we are here to get to chapter 6, where basically my road to training begins. So let's get into it. I'm really sorry for my disappearance. Between all of this, I still have to maintain an appearance in the office and still have to continue working. So I just wanted to apologize on that note, so that I disappeared. But I am back. Thank you so much for all the messages and everything in between. I see that as well. There was a DM I got from some lady, I forgot the name. She said to me that she recently tested positive for COVID, so she's been self-isolating, but my videos have been keeping her company, and it has made the quarantine stage very easy. I am glad actually that you are part of the family. I ain't going nowhere as long as you promise that you're not going anywhere. Take those immune boosters and look after for yourself. We still want to see you in the coming year. So moving on, good people. The road to my journey resumed, and it was a struggle because my family, at some stage, we gonna have this back and forth. Remember, I did reiterate about Abonkomi Ahlaba. etc. So I was also starting to be a bit, in shock and in denial and whatever. So my aunt was then, she saw I started calling her more and everything else, and she saw good. What, I'm getting out of hand, and the message she received from Abogogo was that she should facilitate, and assist in the process of my journey. So while I was, then she called me and she told me that, okay, so Tina Bandini, to there's certain protocol to be observed, but she's like, I will take you in, but I will not facilitate the process yokuthwasa because I have a lot going on currently. And at the time, there was so much going on, life-wise with her. So she was like, no, I'll take you in, but and then, that's where you'll get your spiritual grooming, and then I will overlook the whole process. So I believe that it was, a destiny type of situation that I had to go through all that I went through, because through my situation, I got to discover certain things about Etwatwa, about Ubungoma, about, the secrecy, so-called secrecy that sometimes lies, and if it wasn't for this process, I wasn't going to, open my eyes to see, you could see, this is really the reality that some people face. So she's like, so well, I will come with umntanami and uzoza lapho and aksize with your training, but at first mele sizobethela lapho ekini, because asikuthathi uyithwasa singabethelanga ekhaya. So I was like, okay, so leading towards the whole, because she said they'll plan a date and they'll come because it's a one evening thing and we had to pay X amount. So they came a week before that, and when they came, I met then I met him and it was just okay, nothing, hectic. And all of a sudden, I started having these visions about where I'm going, but I didn't necessarily think much of that, because by that time they saying penduke, ipara, saying pangamapai, saying so anything that I was told, I really listened, because I really wanted the help, because in Pulambe say better. And I always say that when you reach that stage of Uizo, you don't have time to look cute. I meet people that say, yes, there's no time. What's so busy with? I'm not talking about the awakening phases, no, because everything that I've been reiterating to you right now were my awakening phases, leading me towards my initiation phase, where now I was summoned to start the journey of initiation. So you don't have time to look cute, you don't have time for anything, you understand that? My sight was deteriorating to a bad extent, and my mom was also having the similar dreams, and she was panicking because she didn't know what is happening. So they came, my bears, I honestly don't know why, but they ordered us to get red meat, and they said this gobela of mine eats raw meat, and we got those things, and science umsebenzi, but umvuma something along those lines, but umvuma squam or umvuma dlozi. But I'll just for you to understand, because I need to see niyaze bungomeni kuba ngathi like abo agent Cody bags, or it's the Matrix. They just have these languages that are there, but I don't know why they like complicating things. But basically I was observing protocol according to Impandia. So I then after that saw everything where I'm going. Abogogo, they came, they showed me. I was shown Ubaba Walapo. Ubaba Walapo is like I'm a type of Ubaba Plamunga. If you watch Ubaba Plamunga, he's those type of babas, ne? Umama Walapo. I really dreamt of Amatwasa Wala Abiwa Kona already, and I that week I called my Gobele aunt and I told her that this is what I dreamt of, and she laughed in the dream and in on the phone, and she was like, yeah, exactly what you saw, it is what you get, because ngaphupa vele ngiyalapha egcekeni ngifika ngiguqa ngifaka idumani, and I was welcomed by Ubaba Dlamuka. We just say Ubaba Dlamuka because Ubaba Lapho, so I was welcomed. But ngabona Matwasa, I saw even the color of the house, the paint and everything there, but I was not aware of the surroundings around where I was going. So ngibe happy ngithi at least there is light at the end of the tunnel, because at least ngiyazi ukuthi ngizohamba ngiyothwasa and ngemuntwini owumndeni and angeke kuze kwenzakale next end. So they come then for this planned ubetela, and they get there and we are instructed to put hot buckets with water, keeping me messy yonke yasendlini, and they get there uhamba nala mathwasa, and the thwasa bekahamba nalo she is exactly what I saw in my dream. So I was really taken aback, like this is really happening. So bafike ebusuku, and it was just lao mama, yeah. And I honestly was not that much exposed to Ubungoma or in that extent. So what was happening was all new to me. Wagujwa ekhaya umundoda indoda iphethe ipiki iguba khisha amabhodlela they said wakhisha amabhodlela basically, and they said lawa mabhodlela biwalapha akujelwe, and he put them on the saucer and we were ordered to go siyochitha ezinye izinto. And what really annoyed me, was Gaba sonke as a family, and he said so at the time it was my brother's son, my nephew, my brother, my mom and myself, because manje babethelile, and I was not, yazi maungazi next, you get mauchelwa anything, you jump and do that. So that's where we at as a family. But I felt so bad because my aunt and this male gobela of mine, they were sitting in dining room, global calabo next, and my mom went there. She was told to undress in front of this young man. That's where sometimes I feel there's a certain level of drawing the line that we need to take. But we drew the line, and when I went in for my turn, when I undressed, I just saw that look he gave me. It was not a Dwanami look, it was a look, but I chose to see past that. Let me not look too much into it, Sitawe and sinikeza izinto kuthiwa sichithe sicele like Jaridini, and they left, and it was like as soon as everything has been prepared, then they will let me know when to resume indlela yami yabogogo. That means manje sengipreparing ukuyothwasa. So that was around March, and then April, then we started communicating. Before ngizo I had a dream of my aunt. I keep her this thing, I keep her just in Ekaya, and I told her the dream, But funny enough, where I told her, went straight there, they thought I was talking about that gate, but I wasn't talking about that, I was talking about another one. But understanding it now, it was showing me Idlozi works before anything else. But this scenario, in Shailing, I'll get to that when Sepetlen, why ngithi eziyinto nje, So Magbetala, that gobela of mine was acting like a tiger or a lion or a hyena. Ahamba ngamakhala, anukigqeke lonke, akhululile, imimese leyo bathumela ithaza. Kwazala akwazi naye. Sithi sabhekile And I spotted except so good like thing I'm at I went obviously in my streets, they were like, you know, I wonder what's an land lava matter now. I was just about fire, man, it's about yebo. But anyway, then I was told what is going to be needed. You know, I buy toiletry, but need to show good to nothing. Your perfume, basically your basic things, you know. And I was told to buy but nothing black, so said my Gobela. I don't understand why. Nothing vestable, or you know, but I love red, but in those days you got me organized. In the showcase, you know, and so I started doing the grocery, you know, list and until everything was just confirming with everything. I got it right, and I was preparing for my journey, and I shouldn't take much of my items because anything that I'm gonna take with me, so meanwhile, I was preparing myself, being pasha, because when you're at that stage, you are past the stage of actually it's now a dual situation, you know. They saying it's and the weirdest dream I had of that was that I don't know if it was a dream, but we beg about it, you sleep walk. But I was getting to that level of now thinking like sleep walker, you know. I would wake up, not know, and snap out of it, you know, and all of that. So my mom also began at that fright, and she was like, no, we won't sleep with the Kia if anything of that sort. I don't want to lose you because what you know, the messages of Amadlozi were whenever Mount Life was like, just gonna take me nilele, and literally nganzo hamba vele nilele. So my spiritual family had to prepare things sooner than they expected, because you know. And then they told me ukuthi no, 23 zaka April uzongena ephehlweni, and that's that. But I was not happy. I was waiting for that day so eagerly because you know what, I really need this. And I remember when I because they told me that you shouldn't talk about this, you shouldn't tell anyone. I'll kuluma big, you know. But these days I shouldn't kuluma kulum funugustelo kusino hamang 5 zagatun. So before the 23rd, I was just, you know, seeing my boyfriend every now and then. But I was telling him that, you know, by a certain age, I don't think things will be sapila, and where I'm going, I don't know what's gonna happen with me. So Ngangi say this is Dagama last, this is Jabagama last. You understand that type of vibe, but being a solo loyal, even if they got no anchor, just no spumegangane, nothing close about twinny. We're secretly my drama, and I was like, no, let me prepare for this. So the figure 823. So on the night of the 22nd, I was so anxious, and the figure 823. So the night of the Friday, because Ekai, I'm not saying you Ekai situation be better, like, you know, family. It was so dry that next. I remember being have Ekai, and she only had imali you know, and everything was just a sad situation, you know. You know, my aunt arrived and she was like, no, as part let's begin and gosh, I a part of me I was happy because I am leaving, but another part of me I was sad. I remember when all my things were loaded and everything of mine was just packed, and I looked at Indrasekaya for the last time. I didn't know what awaited me. Gosh, I had forgotten about this day. So we packed. Because in my mom's bed. And nearby lady that you see me having behind me, that was Ipaina ngisebenzisa ngisaphahla ngisacela indlela kubo. Gosh, that day I won't forget it. I didn't know that what awaited before, but I was thinking, I'm leaving because I wanted to finally give, freedom and healing to my family, because I could see they are the reason that they are suffering. Is it does happening again because of that? Gosh, I had forgotten about that day. Gosh, I didn't think it was so deep. So we went to my aunt's house, and Sasi Hamba with who ended up being a fellow initiate, and she was the one, letting me know that this is what you do when we get there, etc., etc. So she gave me a reading when we got there, and confirmed that it is supposed to happen, and she told me that this is the last day I'm ever referring to you as you. And we slept. I couldn't sleep because I could just see the anxiety in my mom's face, because she was like going to come back after saying because the only thing was like, she's like, I just need that just to see where he's going. Okay, let me pull myself together. So that evening, it was around 3. I was on my period, I remember, and I was told to pack all my things. We are leaving and we are going to my spiritual home. So, sit driver. Miss Figalapo. We get to this area. Ngiyabona ukuthi I many izindlu ziyaphela because the sit driver sidablabile eSoweto. Ngiyabona ukuthi hayi izindlu ziyaphela. Sifike e-Snake Park. Singene e-Snake Park. At the Snake Park siyaphakathi e-Snake Park. Ngize ngibone ukuthi yabo, but nangaboni 100%, but I could tell ukuthi nayi area lena yebo esiyakuyo and the car parks, and when I look, I see this house. And everything happened so fast because I'm so cool off, the previous night, I didn't remember where and I was so I couldn't even so
okay. And what's one pace? A quarter of Tony and Colon Day. And I kiss Obia Maroco thing. Tablela map. Yeah. Okay, look at this. Bye.
Shoes, and if one figure lap at that place, I remember it was a normal sunny day, but figure the minute udlalwa amacansi phansi ngizwa amathwasa akhupulela mina, yo izulu lavala, it yavala, like yavala iweather yatshintsha, aqala bafantastic. Aphumukobela wami afike vele uphahle egeyitini bangamukele kudlale like amacansi lawa leading us to Endubeni. So ngithi ngiyaphakama bathi no ungena ngamadolo la and then ngihambe ngamadolo sifike Endubeni. I'm sitting there, I don't know what's happening with me. Like, I remember my speaker around there, it was still 6 saying, you know, and I was welcomed by the family, you know. They were excited to see me. Number two, they were excited to see me because they felt it was, you know, someone new is coming. But I didn't know why they were so, you know. Oh my God. I had forgotten about this so much. So, besekukhanya yabo sekuba wa-7. So siwe ukugobela abanye izinto esifunekayo. My mom is there, my aunt is there, so kumele kubale izinto esifunekayo, amabhayi and hundreds yothenga bahambe bayothenga, but mina bangenzela ama-red skirt. So ngangisigcokela i-tight neskipa, bangenzela i-red skirt lapho, you know. Bangibuza ukuthi hayi, are you hungry, do you need anything? It's like tea. And then they offered me tea because they said I can't leave Endubeni. So they brought me tea, bangilethela ngale nkomishi imakvel ngaphuza leyo. I don't know, ngakuyitrinko because I remember ngaphuza bese ngahlanza ngayohlanza. After that, I think kuhlanza ngase so the anxiety, the stress, you know. But what I felt was that I'm ready for whatever is gonna come. But I could see, you know, you can tell a lot. First impressions count, you know, how they were speaking to Amatwasa, you know, they were, you know, being nice and everything. And that's maybe because it was my first time there. So kubuya nenkuku namabagi nani, because you know the list was written out, because listing of what I needed to bring when I was going there, like this managing on. So ukobela bathi no siyahamba manje siya emanzini futhi sikufake emanzini and sizokwazi ukwamkela kahle la ekhaya. Hi, so I don't know anything. Ngigcokise leyo red skirt, ngithi ngigcoke icathulo, bathi no, awuhambi ngeyicathulo, uzohamba ngeenyawo, and mawuphuma la still uphuma ngamadolo, you know, until size you know, sikwamkele kahle. So Amatwasa shame, they look so dirty, you know, they look so dirty. I thought, gosh, you know, is this me? Is this the life I'm gonna live? You know, we walked a distance and barefoot sadabla saya emanzini walapho asesofika emanzini. I don't remember, did my mom come with me? Oh yes, my mom was there, you know, because she wanted to see everything that was happening. My auntie and our hamba, because you know she had things to take care of. So my mom was there. We walked very distance layo. So figure Pemanzini. When we got there, vele lapho bengingasanqekwa vele. Ngene emanzini and ngithelwe ngamanzi. Uyazi uke washaya ngempama ngamanzi. That was what was happening to me that day. Ngithelwe ngamanzi. Ngizwe ukuthi hayi ngisakhona phela. Bangibambile ngapha nangapha Amatwasa lawa amanye. Hayi. There. But now we're going back to endlini so we get to the house and obviously while my mom is sitting with the family. Like, conversation was limited with my mom, but because you know she's my mom, I could tell she wants to ask me, are you okay, is everything good? But she just, you know, was just, you know, observant of everything that was happening. So figures zango again now gobela, because they need to siba mawuyithasa, basically you become like people must be there to spectate, you know, or witness ukuthi ugobela wakho is gobeling, you know. So kufika izangoma and ugobela wakho comes into the Uber and it's like to me, manje we are going to sizokhiphela ngaphandle sikwamukele kahle la endlini. So uphuma kanje, you must not wear anything on top. You just leave here so I go outside, see a lapho kuthiwa amaganzelo walapho kuloyo it's, you know, we go there, afika aphahle lapho then bathi senje ibhayi mase kufika isikhathi sami ke angize ngisondele and I kneel there and uthuleke kancane, you know, because in terms sengibuye emanzini ilanga lavula so we could proceed, you know. Thuleke kancane and kuphahle, you know. The only person I was just looking at was my mom, you know. Kuphahle, then kuqalele go. Mangale, you know, naturally my natural hair, so it was just an afro. You understand that from even upbringing, I'm chasing in the escalator cut. So my main willing and his bank and kind of similar was just an afro, you know. But I blew it out weeks before Mpho Hamba. So maybe Mpho can I got it. It's happening. It's good to see. That song, I know. If you could again, daddy, like, that time, I'm thinking I was sleeping. It's like my whole life flashed before my eyes. I was watching myself, but in that moment, I was thinking, yo, people, this is where we are. This is who you are. Everything you've been living, it's been, you know, bringing you to the stage. Something in the kuya stand up and run till I get down. If I get down, I think 2 chickens. Yeah, 2 chickens. They just go boom. You know, yeah, but and the boutique, you know, it's a vibe. You know, it's a sangoma vibe. You know, and then I'm taking back inside the Uber, and Gobela Wam comes and he's like, manje sekufika istage sokuthi sigatsheke sifuna ukubona ngempela ukuthi idlozi likhona and sizozwa ngedlozi lakho. So he said, is there anything you take, alcohol, cigarettes, blah blah blah? And I was like, no. And my mother was like, no, bam, it's bam, it's name. You know, you're gonna need it. So I didn't know where I was. So I'm this newbie or figure, I don't know. You know, and see everything that I'm telling you is just, you know, listen to my voice basically. So ngiyakhisha ke sengisa la besilala khona but indawo efana njengomkhulu but bekusondela lapho manje yakugwela ngene lapho ngihlale phansi kunebavu lamanzi ngibhekelelena. I'm thinking to myself, am I going to be put inside that drown or something? You just don't know what to expect. Ngihlaliswe phansi ecansini bathi ngibeke nje izandla zami on top of my lap and relax. So I have a problem with toilets, I have a problem with being in cooked areas. So you can imagine, you know, and they put it under the blanket and I blacked out. I don't remember what happened from that stage. Blackout because into engayikhumbula ukuthi baqala bashaya isigubhu baqala ke ukushaya impempe. So I was following the sound, who's doing this, who's doing that. So basically, that whole act is to trigger your spirit, because as umgoma, the vibrations of sound trigger you. That's why we use this group. That's why we use these instruments, because the vibrations of sound, the frequencies that these melodies or sound brings, obviously heighten up your spirit. So that's why you find as a spiritual person, or no matter if you have a spiritual gift, you are a music lover, because sound, melody speaks to you more than everything else. So it did work, but I honestly doubt that it is it I took, because I just went left, So the only thing I remember was seeing a white light, and that white light was foggy, and it was just nothing in a mist or something, and that's all I remember. And ngaphaphama, topless, saying thokoza nkomo yahlanga uchilela ngathi ngisathi thokoza athi hey kobela ngabheka emehlweni wena njani kobela ngabheka emehlweni ubheka phansi uthathe njani ukhuluma nogobela ubheka emehlweni ngathi thokoza baba kugcwele lapha abantu bagcwele abanye basemafestereni, because I think my coming there was long awaited. So uyabona njengamanje so uyithwasa into engithi uyenza uzoyenza la endlini uyangazi ukuthi ngithini awuna ukuthini, and uphuma la isendeni nami. So it was just vulgar languages that are being said to me, but yaliphumile idlozi lasho ukuthi lunkomo lahlaba lihamba nobani, and because unkomo yahlaba ukuvele nomkhulubayi. So basically mangithwasa amadlozi wami ngihamba nawo ayithi ugogo nomkhulu, so in anginoza ngumntwana mina, and ngizokhipha mina ubulungu lobu uqama ukuthi uyibo ukubodelse it was just ngangitshela nje scrap send, but so ngiyakizwa thokoza baba in deep down I'm like, yo shit mangathi masimba akho nami enhlizweni ngithi nawe because you can't attack. So bangithathe bayongihlalisa ekhishini, and they like kuzophekwa but inkukhu yamangidli, and around that time sekwabo 7 ebusuku, and my mom comes in and she's like sengiyahamba, I'm so proud of you, ngizobuya ngizokubona, and your aunt nayo ukhona useduzane, anything you need just talk. And umama kaGobela was sitting there, hayi khulekani noma yini omyahlaba ifuna uzoyithola uhleli kahle usezandleni ezifudumele, yabona nangamanye ama-trust awakibo. And I thought I was at a good space, but I'm just shocked by the environment.
Exactly.
It was just, but
I'm not sure.
Area, but you could tell the situation.
Anyway, we know somehow along the way.
And she's like, I'm leaving, and bathi ungangikhaphi akumelanga ukuthi ungikhaphe, and she couldn't hug me, she couldn't do anything, and that's when I felt ukuthi I'm on my own. So kwangena abanye abogogo, I think abomama abogogo around that area, but nabizangoma, and they're like, thokoza nkomo yahlaba, dasifuna ukumbona vele lo nkomo yahlaba, sizwile abathi idlozi liphumile abathi unkomo yahlaba, sake sibona ngoba bonkomo yahlaba bayahlaba, and sifuna ukukubona, so besikubeka amehlo so ayisho phela umzalo wami akasekho, so nami ngihlela thokoza, and I sat there and ngathi ngicela ukuya toilet, and when I got into the toilet I cried. I was not ready for this change, but because I wanted healing, and I was not doing it for myself but for my family. I cried and I thought of everything I went through. I thought of my family, I thought of everything, and izangoma zahlala zaphuza, and we were told we can go prepare la siyolalela khona, and lawo amanye amathwasa were so nice. I'm obsessed. When I went there, I found her. So it was me, so it was just the three of us, and they welcomed me, and mangibonisa ukuthi lana silala kanje, senza kanje izinto, and sendlala. And my first night, at my first night, I tried to call my mom because I still had my phone with me just to check, and once she's home, and I went to bed, but I told myself I ain't getting Shalila for a long time, because it was Ilami Govelam kept on saying that it was like Uti when Uti was so Shala, so Wakana. It was like as you know, as you know, and I still put her to say, and I told myself that Zoe and everything, but in years, so that so was having a kind. So, little did I know that was a beginning to a long and painful journey. Oh wow, we should have just called this part 6 a cry part 6. I'm not crying because I am hurt, but I'm crying at reliving what I went through. It was a painful time. Going through that, you put your emotions aside, and you taught to just focus on you being there. But you forget that healing is not just the spiritual aspect, but it's emotional. And everything just piles on while you are there. And if you don't get the necessary assistance or help, you don't, make it through, So speaking about my experience like this has just made me feel, I've been through a lot, and I didn't go through those emotions because I'm always referring to parts and pieces, but I'm glad I'm having this session with you, family. It's something that I went through, but that's why I hope my story touches someone. Healing or this journey of spirituality is not all roses, and wine. It drains you in every aspect. It drains you emotionally, it drains you physically, it drains you in every way you can think of. So I say kudos to you, Abu Bogo, that actually left their homes knowing it's my I'm talking about people who really go out there to seek their healing. Some of us ended up in the wrong hands, because but because who do you run to? We're not told to speak a lot about what happens in Peteri, but where do you and being emotionally, physically, and spiritually abused? So I'm thankful so much, that I'm here to share this moment. But thank you so much for coming through, and don't forget to leave your comments down below. Also subscribe to the channel if you still haven't and came across this video, and please like this video, and don't forget to watch the ads. But I'll definitely see you soon. Even if it's tomorrow, I will definitely pull through. I don't normally celebrate Christmas, but I take it as a time of actually reuniting with the family. To me, it's not about celebrating the death of Jesus, but it is about, the only opportunity I get to spend, time with my family, So if that's what you're going to be doing today, tomorrow, please enjoy that and be safe. Then when let it be a harmonious thing, but please take such days as precaution. Ninga enjoy but involve your ancestors. Go to the graves or light a candle in memory of other deceased members. It has been a very tough time. Let us be grateful for life and let us take every opportunity that we get. Sisakwazi celebrate it together to do that. But I don't, um, you know, want to discourage you or anything, but live, and be happy. And life is the gift that we've been given walking on this planet. And yeah, we are all conquerors. And I love you. And Merry Christmas if we don't come across each other. Yeah, Merry Christmas in that light. But I would always say that I don't celebrate Christmas. I stopped celebrating Christmas mang twasa after we were twasa because I am no longer part of Christianity and I don't no longer believe in Jesus. But just for tradition's sake, because we grow up knowing Guti Christmas is the only time we get to eat amachaisa sorts and your custard and jellies and all these things. So I'm still gonna, celebrate Christmas as a time to spend with my family because it's December. We're all not working, we all get to spend time with each other. So tell your family you love them while you still can, appreciate them while you still can, and let us just honor and cherish every moment. So Merry Christmas, family, and I love you and I appreciate you. So I'll see you on the flip side of this. It has been a very serious video. So this was another Oh My Lozi session. I am Mpho Wabadimo, the advocate of Ilozi, Ugogo Unkomiyahlala, and from me to you, Niti Tawosa.